Selenium class 3, Introduction to Selenium part 3. This is last part, small part. Tomorrow onwards or today second session onwards, we will discuss other topics, important topics also. Say Selenium class 3. Now guide me, Sirisha. In this chapter is important. Core. This is skeleton. In this chapter, we discussed, we indexed nearly 10 topics and discussed 8 topics in the last 2 classes. Can you index? Sirisha. Not responding. Jyotirmayi. Jyotirmayi.
Yes, sir. What is selenium?
Observe. What is selenium? What is selenium? All of you put mute except Jyotirmayi. Next.
Sorry, sir.
Selenium tools.
Not selenium tools.
History of selenium.
Good.
History of selenium.
Good. History. History of the Selenium project. History of the Selenium project. Next, third one, Selenium components. Selenium components. Components. This is official term according to that seleniumhq.org documentation, but mass term, public term is Selenium's tool suite. Tool suite. Next, in this tool suite, we have nearly 4 tools, Jyotirmayi. But Selenium RC nowadays outdated. They removed in latest version of Selenium 3. Okay, just know the concept. See, Selenium integrated development environment. Next, Selenium remote control. Just list out. Next, Selenium WebDriver. This is alternate. This is alternate for RC. And one more thing is successor of RC. Nowadays RC outdated. Next, last one, Selenium grid. Yesterday we discussed the Selenium grid is not for test design, only for execution. For test design, you can use either Selenium IDE or Selenium WebDriver. Anyhow, Selenium RC outdated, and they removed Selenium HQ people removed that Selenium RC software from Selenium 3. And one more thing, Selenium IDE is a prototype tool, record and playback tool, not suitable for complex test design, only for simple test design. So try to use Selenium WebDriver. Try to use Selenium WebDriver. Yesterday I forgot to explain one recommendation or suggestion. Today after indexing, I will explain that one. 4. Continue, Jyoti. Pardon?
Selenium supports various operating environments.
Yes. Supporting, not only operating. Supporting, that term from Selenium HQ. See, I derived most of the terms from seleniumhq.org. Why? That is official. Okay. Selenium supported platforms. Supported platforms. Supported platforms by Selenium. Next, Selenium.
Supported browsers.
Browsers all come under that one only. Platforms means you can take browser environment, OS environment, programming environment, and application environment also. Don't confuse. Selenium license. Next, testing frameworks. testing frameworks, and other tools used in Selenium. Next, general topic, advantages of Selenium. Next, drawbacks or disadvantages. Just a minute. Disadvantages of Selenium. Next, today to discuss Selenium versus, just a minute. Selenium versus Unified Functional Testing, formerly Quick Test Professional. These two are market competitors. Next, last one, Selenium environment. Environment setup. Selenium environment setup. Say, in this chapter, just I will explain how to set up Selenium environment. If time permits, I will show some that navigation also. But anyhow, in our training program, we will download and all of you put mute. We will download and use Selenium components and other tools. Suppose in Java module, I will explain how to download and use Java. Next, Selenium WebDriver chapter, we will discuss how to download Selenium jar files, Java archive files, and add to Java project in Eclipse. Next, in TestNG chapter, we will download and install TestNG testing framework for Selenium WebDriver. In practical chapters, we will do download and installation. Anyhow, I will provide structure or theoretical approach. Somebody know a name. Already I told yesterday. Who is that name? Who is that person? You try to use names for names while joining the program. Who is the first person? Waiting for name. No name. Jyoti Reddy, okay. Pavani, Preeti, Sirisha, Smriti, Vijaya, okay. Who is that first person? Okay. Come to this one. Preeti, just guide for some time. I'm going to take ninth one, Preeti. Yesterday just we planned, today continuing. Preeti, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Selenium versus Unified Functional Testing, formerly Quick Test Professional. Observe, Sirisha, Selenium UFT, both are for functional testing, functional test automation. These two tools are market competitors. UFT is vendor tool, Selenium is open source. That's why I'm comparing. These two are market competitors. Suppose other tools in this category, functional and regression test category. Just a minute. Smriti, can you list out other tools in this category? Smriti?
Hello.
Just a minute. One more person joined with no name, waiting for name. Who is that person in our class? Hello? 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 Okay. Tell me, Smriti Pandey.
Yes, sir.
Functional test automation category, Selenium, UFTR, market competitors. What are the other tools?
Silk test
Good.
and RFT.
RFT, good. Just a minute. Observe. Smriti,
Yes, sir.
functional testing. Functional testing. Here, important one, test automation only. Okay. Functional test automation category. Important tools are Selenium. Just a minute. Selenium, UFT, formerly Quick Test Professional. QTP launched in 2002. Selenium first launched in 2004. Nearly 2 years gap. Okay. Next, IBM Rational Functional Tester, RFT. Next, Micro Focus, Silk Test. Next, some third parties, Test Complete, Test Complete, Test Partner, Test Partner, etc. Okay, na Jyoti, Test Complete, Test Partner, etc. But we are going to compare these two having highest market share. Now contribute, Smriti, contribute.
Yes, sir. Yes.
First, differentiate these two. One is
Selenium supports web-based
first,
web application.
first
It's
nature
open.
of the software, open
It's an
source.
open source.
Good.
Yeah. It's an.
See, it is an open source. Open source. This one, vendor tool.
Yeah. It's a vendor.
Vendor is HP. Just a minute. Vendor tool. Who is vendor? HP. Or you can say other name, commercial, not free tool.
Yeah.
Commercial tool. Commercial tool. License is required. Observe, Jyoti, open source. Say I'm planning detailed explanation and in-depth explanation for this batch. Okay, my own intention also there. Okay, videos will be clear. Okay, observe, Jyoti, here open
Yes, sir.
source. Here two things are there. One
Yes.
advantage and one disadvantage with
One.
open source. Getting this
Yes.
point?
Yes.
What is
Yes,
the
sir.
advantage of using open source software? Not only Selenium. Advantage of using open source software. For example, MySQL is open source. PHP is open source. Next,
It's freely available. Only.
freely available. Source code available on net. Anybody can download and use with free of cost, unlimited use, and
Unlimited.
all features. Getting this point? Say software
Yes. Yes.
limitations, two types. First type, time limitation. Suppose 14 days trial version, 1 month trial version, like that. Second limitation,
Yes.
functionality limitations. Suppose 1000 functionalities
Oh.
are there. Some functionalities only work for trial version. They mention vendor. Example, getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Say for this open source software, no time limitation, no functionality limitation. You can use this
Yes.
software unlimited time with all functionalities. That is advantage. When it comes to vendor or commercial tool, suppose UFT, formerly QTP, you need to purchase license vendor. UFT vendor is HP LVAT package. You need to purchase license from the vendor. Then you can use. So many restrictions also there. Okay, that is disadvantage, advantage of open source, disadvantage of commercial tool. Next, apart from this advantage, disadvantage also there with open source. Jyotirmai, can you list out? Okay, Sirisha, apart from this advantage, one disadvantage also there. Sirisha.
Yes, sir.
What is that disadvantage? I think yesterday indirectly we
Reliability.
discussed in that chapter topic disadvantage
Yeah,
of
support,
Selenium.
sir.
Pardon?
Whenever we need support for
Good.
that.
See, since it is open source software, no reliable technical support from anybody. Suppose if you are doing automation properly, no issue. Suppose any problems are there in your automation, no reliable technical support. Some people may support and you can get technical documentation and implementations from internet and from others, but no reliable technical support. But if it is vendor tool or commercial tool like UFT, vendor can provide technical support according to agreements. Suppose one feature is, suppose checkpoint, database checkpoint is not working for your project. If you raise ticket to vendor HP, if you have licensed version, they process that query. Getting this point, Smriti, if it is vendor tool, you can get technical support
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay. Next, uh, second one. Now you contribute to Pavani Yogendranath. Pavani. One more point, Pavani. I think first one is clear to all all participants. Second one, anyone? Pavani Yogendranath.
Selenium supports
Pardon?
Selenium supports Java, .NET, Ruby,
Yes,
Perl,
yes.
PHP.
In simple words, you can say like this. Selenium supports
Supports
various or different
programming language.
programming languages, or you can say platforms.
Programming.
Here,
Qtp
UFT
supports only
supports
VB.
good. UFT supports Visual Basic Scripting Edition, VB script only. Okay, na Vijaya. This point is it okay or any confusion?
No, sir, I'm good, sir.
Just a minute. Just a minute, Vijaya. Here you can mention Vijaya. Java, anyone, C Sharp, .NET, next, Python, as per market share after Java, Python only nowadays. Python, next, Perl, next, hypertext preprocessor, next, Ruby. Just a minute. You can use either Java or Python or Perl or Apache Ruby. But if it is UFT, it supports Visual Basic Scripting Edition only. Now, Vijay, you contribute one more point, Vijay. Actually, this is from other person, Pavani.
Selenium supports web-based applications only.
That is one limitation is there. Okay, good.
Yes,
Selenium supports web-based, or you can say browser-based. Say in their documentation they used high-level term. Observe, Vijaya. Selenium automates browsers. Okay, using browsers only we can launch and navigate web applications. That is different. What is the primary thing? Selenium automates browsers. Getting? Say in their documentation, official documentation, seleniumhq.org, they didn't specify Selenium supports web-based applications like. They used high-level term. Selenium automates browsers only, web browsers only. Okay, browser means within browsers only we can launch and navigate web applications. Here you can find, yesterday I think we discussed, Vijaya, in mobile applications, mobile software also, web applications are there now, web apps.
Yes, sir.
or mobile web apps.
Yes,
But
sir. Selenium supports web
Selenium
apps.
supports web apps now. Suppose browsers
Yes.
may vary. Observe. Suppose in computer environment we use Mozilla, Firefox, Google, Chrome, Internet Explorer, etc. But in internet, iOS, Android browser, etc. Browser software may vary, but it supports web-based applications only. In high-level term, based browser-based applications only means it doesn't support
Desktop.
desktop
Desktop.
applications. Whereas
Supports
UFT
web-based
supports
and
first desktop,
desktop application
first desktop history
and
also, then
web-based.
web.
Mhm.
First supports desktop and web uh, web applications. Web applications. Okay. Next,
Selenium supports various browsers.
good. Selenium. Selenium. Here, this point is waste point. Vijaya. Why?
Okay.
EFT also supports other browsers now, latest versions. Previous versions also,
Okay,
but
sir.
some problems are there. Still, some errors are there with other
Mhm.
browsers, but EFT supports all popular browsers. So,
Okay, sir.
it's not
Various.
the difference. Okay, you can leave Vijaya. It's not the difference.
Okay.
Both are having that compatibility. Next, Jyoti Pavani. Okay. Smriti. Smriti. Give one difference between
Yes.
Selenium and Unified Functional Testing. Smriti Pandey.
Yes, sir.
Say yes or no. If you don't know, no issue. Leave. Continue. Preeti. Preeti.
Yeah, no object repository.
Several times I told Preeti. Here we are discussing about suit. No object repository, okay, but POM, page object model available in Selenium WebDriver to maintain elements information in centralized location, no issue. Forget about Selenium ID, but here we are discussing suit. Getting Preeti?
Yes, sir.
Ah,
Uses less hardware resources.
yes. Uh, it uses less hardware, less hardware resources. Next, it uses more hardware resources. Observe Jyotirmayi, since it is open source, new features, new features may not work, may not work. All of you put mute properly. Next, here, new features will work, otherwise vendor responsible. Will work means new features in latest versions, uh, new features will work properly. Next, uh,
Difficult to set up environment.
yes, difficult but possible, difficult to set up environment. Here you can say test environment or just environment. Here easy to set up. Easy to set up test environment. Test environment. Easy to set up test environment. Next, observe Preeti. EFT is easy to use na. It has IDE and several features. Okay, in our suite one
Yes.
tool is there, Selenium IDE. It has IDE, but it is not complete tool, prototype tool. And one more thing, Selenium IDE doesn't have more features like EFT. Getting? If it is Selenium WebDriver, it doesn't have built-in features. Okay.
Yes.
So difficult to use. For example, create test cases. Execution fast. Tool is software. Selenium is software. EFT also. Next, easy. Easy to, just a minute. Easy to use. Easy to use. What is easy to use? Create tests. Here no test case term. Next, Jyotirmai. And one more thing, here limited support. Limited support for image. Image based testing. Here a rich support for image based testing. Next,
No built-in reporting feature.
yes, that is also one major thing. Here
Yes.
no built-in
Built-in.
no built-in result report facility. Result reporting facility. But EFT QTP has if you execute test in EFT, it will provide a test result for every test iteration. Observe Jyotirmayi, test versus test
Yes,
iteration.
sir.
EFT provides
Yes.
one test result for every tester iteration. What is test iteration? Suppose one test is there, login test. Test is
Yes.
1. Suppose if I execute that login test 5 times, how many iterations?
5 iterations.
5 iterations. How many results?
5 results.
5 results. See, test results depends on iterations, not on tests. Suppose
Yes.
total tests 100. You executed each test twice, 200 times, 200 iteration, 200 results. Anyhow, sometimes we, not sometimes, most of the time we use latest result. Okay. Next, here, EFT provides test result. EFT provides test result for every test iteration. Okay. Next, Jyotirmai, anyone? And one more thing, Jyotirmai, feature point of view, observe Preeti also, limited support. Limited support for window, what is that one? Error error pop-ups or windows. Next here, rich support. Here, built-in add-in is available. A rich support.
Sir, I didn't get this point, the error pop-ups.
Who is asking? Jyotirmayi?
Smriti.
Smriti, I will explain. I'm going to explain that.
Okay, sir.
Rich support for error pop-ups. Observe Smriti Pandey, in web-based environment also we can find windows. In EFT, observe Smriti, in EFT one add-in is there. Standard Windows add-in is there na? That add-in not visible in add-in manager, that is built-in add-in using standard. Observe
Okay, sir.
that sample application, flight reservation application in EFT also developed in standard Windows environment, means desktop application, isn't it? But EFT doesn't support that type of applications, but it supports little bit error pop-ups. I will show. Observe Smriti, not Smriti, Jyotirmaya also, Sirisha, suppose Redif. Sign in. Observe Smriti. Go. Suppose after entering username and password, enter go. Otherwise, just a minute. Go. Oh, technical problem is there in this site. Actually, some problem is there. I will show another example later. Smriti, it will show error pop-up. Error dialog box is there na? Error dialog box, not in the same one. Today, that's a technical problem. Observe. Here it will show error in same. Observe Smriti. It is showing the error message in the same web page na. But
Yes, sir, got it, sir.
some web applications show in separate dialog box, window box. In that box, you can find close button, next bottom, OK, cancel, like. Getting? In future classes, I will show. Hello?
Yes, sir, I got it. Yes.
Error pop-ups.
Thank you, sir.
That is window, not. Okay, cool. Welcome. That is not web. Now, continue. Sirisha. Contribute, Sirisha. Contribute. Sirisha.
Tool integration, sir.
Yes. Yes, that is also one.
We can't
No other tool in this suite, same suite. No other tool integration. No other tool integration for test management. Here, UFT integrates with application lifecycle management, formerly quality center for test management. Observe, Sirisha, this point. What is the use of integration? Observe, here no other tool integration in Selenium. Okay. Suppose my company decided to use Jira tool for test management. Yes, we can work with Jira. For functional test automation, use Selenium. After finding defects, launch Jira tool and open defect report template, enter defect details, send. But no integration, but you can use other tools with Selenium. Suppose I don't want complete test management, only defect management. Suppose my company preferring Bugzilla for defect management, for functional testing, Selenium. Yes, you can use, but you need to operate these two tools, Selenium and Bugzilla separately. First, conduct a testing using Selenium. If you find any deviation from expected, send defects using Bugzilla. Launch Bugzilla tool. Every tool provides their own templates. Sometimes user can customize templates. Enter defect detail. Launch defect report template. Enter defect details and send. But here integration, ALM formerly quality center, it is test management solution. It is not only for defect management, general topic. Using ALM, this is complete life cycle management. We can conduct requirements management. Next, test case design, manual and automated. Next, test execution. Suppose if you integrate UFT with ALM, from ALM you can execute tests. It can launch ALM. It can launch ALM can launch UFT tool and execute tests one by one, automated tests, and pass the results. Okay. Next, another way, two-way integration. Suppose launch UFT tool, create a test, execute the test. Suppose if you find any mismatch, deviation from expected, from UFT result window, you can connect with the ALM project. In result window, menus are there. From UFT result window, you can connect it to ALM and send defects directly to your ALM project. You no need to launch ALM. Why? Integration is there. But in Selenium, no such type of integration. You can use any tool with Selenium. For example, Preeti, you can use Quality Center ALM also with Selenium, but you need to operate separately. Getting any confusion?
No, sir. I'm good.
Okay. Sirisha, Smriti, any confusion, Smriti? Smriti Pandey?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Cool. Now continue, Pavani. You contribute, Pavani. Any other important differences? Pavani.
This is less expensive.
Oh, that we covered now. Open source means not less. Open source means inexpensive. Commercial means expensive only. Any other? One forgot, observe, Pavani. We didn't mention operating environments now.
Okay.
Selenium supports, but Vijaya told that browsers, I rejected that one. Why? UFT also supports various browsers. But here, Selenium supports various operating systems or environments to conduct functional testing. But here UFT supports, Pavani, UFT supports Microsoft Windows only. Any confusion, Pavani?
Sir,
Ah,
I have a question, sir.
ah.
Can we say that Selenium supports various platforms?
Platforms means all these are platforms only. Observe, Srisha.
Means,
Platform means anything. That is general term, generic term. See, programming languages come under platform, browsers come under platform, operating environments come under platform. That's why in their documentation also observe this fourth one. What they told, this is their term only. Yesterday on first class I told environments supported by platform. Sorry, environment supported by Selenium. Yesterday's class I changed that term. according to that one. Your platform means anything. If it is browser or operating system or programming, etc. What is the problem, Sirisha?
Nothing, sir. Got
Okay.
it.
Now observe, continue Pavani. Windows. Next. Linux. Next. Macintosh, etc. Next, Jyotirmai. Contribute Jyotirmai. Operating environment, okay. One feature, Jyotirmai. Feature, this is
Yes,
feature.
sir.
Supports parallel
Parallel
test
test execution.
Test execution means testing only. Simple term, parallel testing. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't support.
Parallel.
It doesn't support parallel testing. Parallel testing. Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Observe. Okay. Some noise coming from Jyotirmay system. Put mute Jyoti. Observe. Smriti Pandey. Put mute Jyoti. Smriti Pandey, observe.
Yes, sir.
Some features are there. Important one. Batch testing means executing series of tests. I didn't mention batch testing. Why? Selenium supports batch testing as well as UFT also supports. Observe Vijaya Karne. Vijaya,
Yes,
batch
sir.
testing concept is there now. What is batch testing? Batch testing or batch, test batch or test suite or test set or test bunch. What is batch
Yes, sir.
testing?
Testing the bunch
Executing
of.
series of tests.
Yes, sir.
Executing series of tests. In our training program, I will show how to conduct batch testing using Selenium. But UFT also supports batch testing. That's why I didn't mention that one. And one more thing, Sirisha. You also observe Vijaya.
Yes, sir.
Database testing. Both support.
Yes, sir.
Next,
It
cross-browser
has
testing.
ID.
Observe Vijaya,
Yes, sir.
cross-browser testing. I didn't mention cross-browser testing or browser compatibility testing. Why? Both supports cross-browser testing. Any confusion, Vijaya?
No, sir. It has ID and a programming interface.
Okay, but here Selenium ID, here we are discussing about entire suite now.
Oh, yes, sir.
Here Selenium ID having ID na.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you can mention the point, but already we have ID in. Just a minute. That's why we covered this one. Easy to create tests based on that ID. Just a minute, you can write like that.
Okay, sir.
Just a minute. It has programming interface only. But Selenium ID, one of the tool in this suite, Selenium
Yes, sir.
IDE has limitation or condition,
Yes, sir.
has IDE, but no programming interface. Next, Selenium WebDriver having programming interface. Next, RC having interface. Now, terminate RC. Next, Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid supports various programming languages, but Selenium Grid not for test design, na Vijaya.
Yes, sir. Only for
So
test
we no need to
execution.
consider Selenium Grid. Why? Selenium Grid not for test case design, only test execution. But it
Yes, sir.
supports various programming languages. Observe this point. Support we used Java programming with Selenium WebDriver, then you can use Grid. Python with Selenium WebDriver for creating test cases. For execution, you can use Grid. suppose .NET with Selenium WebDriver for test execution, then you can use Selenium Grid. But Selenium Grid only for test execution or run. Primary purpose is parallel test execution.
Test.
Otherwise, we can run tests using Selenium WebDriver also, Selenium IDE also, Selenium RC also. Okay. Next, observe this one. Which one?
UFT supports
UFT
IDE
has
program.
not supporting. UFT has integrated
IDE
development environment as well as programming interface. Programming interface. Observe, Preeti. Preeti, any problem this concept? UFT has both IDE as well as programming interface na. Suppose UFT tool has tool menus, file menu, automation menu, design menu, help menu, etc. menus and menu items. Suppose if you want to create tests, for that you can use recording feature. Suppose if you want to insert verification points, for that you can use this one, checkpoints feature. Suppose if you want to conduct data-driven testing, testing with multiple inputs. For that you can use that one, UFT tool integrated spreadsheet data table. Otherwise you can use VB script, Excel object model or file system object model or database object models, ADODB.connection, ADODB.record set. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
For example, observe, Preeti, I want to conduct data-driven testing in Selenium WebDriver. Here no built-in features for that na. Getting this one?
Yes, sir.
If it is UFT, built-in feature data table is there na. Using data table, you can communicate with external files. You can import external flat files or Excel files or database files and connect it to the test using data table. Isn't it, Preeti? But in Selenium, no, that one. But no issue. Using programming support means, suppose Java has file handling concept. Otherwise, suppose if you want to use Excel file, external Excel file as a resource, test data file, for that we can download and add external Excel jar files, Java archive files, and communicate with Excel. If you want to work with Word files, add Word jar file, third party jar file, download from internet. But in VB script, not like that. File system object model, Excel object model, Word object model, database object models all are built in. But in Java, flat file, file class only predefined or built in. If you want to work with Excel or Word or any other files, you need to download compatible jar files, then, but freeware. Okay na, Smriti, any confusion?
I'm good, sir.
Okay, cool. Observe Pavani, that is not feature, general topic. Observe Pavani and Sirish also. No authorized certification program, but here vendor HP conducts certification programs, UFT and ALM load runner, etc. Getting this point, Pavani, not Pavani, Jyotirmayi. Here in internet you can find some third party organizations conducting Selenium certification. We provide Selenium certification like that. Those are not authorized. No value guarantee in the industry. But if it is UFT certificate, ALM certificate, load runner certificate, value guarantee. Why? Vendor conducts that one. Vendor conducts certification exam and they provide certification, they provide exam certificates. But here in Selenium official website, seleniumhq.org, not conducting any certification programs. Nowadays, in internet you can find some third-party organizations conducting Selenium certification exam, and they are charging some amount and providing certificates also, but no value guarantee in the industry. Any confusion, Jyoti?
No, sir. I'm good.
And one more thing, anyhow, general topic, observe Sirisha, testing certificate. Here one small one. Any others? Jyotirmai, we covered maximum na.
We covered everything, I think.
Maximum covered. Just general topic. Today I am going to provide two recommendations, Sirisha. One is test certification. Test certification. All of you observe. Observe, Preeti, we have two categories of certification. Say earlier, 5 years back, I conducted ISTQB, CST training programs and exam. Not me, ITB, Indian Testing Board from Noida Invigilators conducted that exam. We got 90% result in maximum every batch. And one more thing, that time ISTQB paper based exam, fees in India 4,000 Indian rupees. But nowadays that is also online. Okay. Testing certifications. Basically we have two types of certifications, Preeti. Vendor certifications. Next, vendor neutral. Vendor certifications, vendor neutral certifications. Here my suggestion or recommendation is, Preeti, if you want to spend more time in this testing area, or if you want to take software testing as career, you try to get one vendor certificate, lifetime certificate. Nowadays most of the certificates lifetime. Earlier some certificates only 3 years validity. Like nowadays maximum certificates lifetime validity. Okay. If you want to take software testing as your career, job is different, career is different, career long time. Then you try to get one vendor certificate and one vendor neutral certificate. Vendor neutral means no vendor, manual testing. Suppose manual testing certificate, no vendor. Vendor certificate means suppose tool certification. HP provides, just a minute. Suppose HP provides UFT certificate. Next, ALM examination and certificate. Next, load runner, etc. Next, IBM conducts RFT certification. Next, rational performance tester, RPT, etc. But Selenium no vendor. Here vendor neutral. Pavani, can you give one or two examples for vendor neutral certifications? Famous one, ISTQB, International Software Testing Qualification Board, and this is mother of this ISTQB, ISEB. Nowadays others also available. For example, ISTQB, Europe organization. Next, CSTE, US based. Next, others, CSQE, CSQE, etc. Here, note, try to get one vendor certification, resume weightage, and in job interviews also they provide weightage. Try to get one vendor certification and one vendor neutral certification for software testing career. This is just my suggestion. Nowadays competitive market. Okay na Jyotirmai, any confusion Jyotirmai? Any queries Jyotirmai?
No, sir, I am good.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Next, come to next. Sirisha, guide me.
Sir,
Preeti, ask me.
sir,
Ah,
yes, I have questions.
ah,
For the vendor certifications for UFT, do I need to take the training or something like that, or
okay. Good question. Say they provide syllabus, UFT syllabus, Preeti, in internet.
okay,
You read that syllabus, they explain. Suppose chapter number 1, from chapter number 1, 4 questions, chapter number 2, 3 questions, chapter number, like that breakdown structure also they provide. And one more thing, Preeti, I think EFT or other vendors also ask certification questions only on their product features. Getting this point? Suppose,
okay,
what is the shortcut? Suppose, observe one sample question. What is the shortcut key for step generator in EFT? A, F2, B, F7, C, F9, D, F11, like that. That is step generator is it logical question or by heart question? No logic na.
yes, sir,
Suppose they won't ask. For example, how to declare scalar variables in VB script, or like how to define user defined functions in VB script, like. Getting this point?
okay,
Say, observe one rumor also there on vendor certifications. Vendor neutral good, but nowadays one vendor also important. Observe that rumor, Preeti. Certification exam, they ask questions only on their product. You go through their documentation. Next, explore the tool, EFT. Explore the tool menus, file menu, automation menu, all menus, all menu items, and go through purpose of items and shortcut keys, etc. They ask questions only on their product features. They won't ask questions on programming logic. Getting?
okay, sir,
First you go through that syllabus. They provide the syllabus in internet. Later, I think base of that certification program, their documentation, tool documentation, lengthy documentation is there for every tool. Next, tool menus, explore the tool menus, and you can read other resources also. Any queries?
so for that, first I need to register myself for the certification,
Yes,
then they
that
will
will
provide me the
charge some amount.
documentation.
Depends on country also. Suppose, for example, I told na, in India, ISTQB exam fees 4,000, but in US, Australia, $300, something like that. Getting?
Okay,
You need
yes,
to
sir,
register. I don't know, rejoining, attending facility for vendor certificate, I will check and send. But for ISTQB like exams, suppose I paid 4,000 and wrote exam 26 marks out of 40 means 65% cut off. If I get 65%, more than 65%, then certified. Otherwise, they provide rejoin facility within 6 months or sometime. Uh, uh, for that, we can pay some nominal amount, 2,000 or 1,500 or 2,500 or sometimes 500 only. But for only one extra attempt. Getting this point? For every
Yes, sir.
exam, you need to register, you need to book the slot and pay the fees. Nowadays, I think in India, NIIT, you know NIIT, Preeti, NIIT in India, training center and nowadays development center also.
Yes.
North India based NIIT also providing that UFT certificates. Why? They are the franchise of UFT certification. I don't know about US franchises. You search for franchises, you can book. Suppose in India, Hyderabad, for example, my students go to Amirpet NIIT center and book the slot. Suppose if any problems are there, they may postpone and they take exam. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Come to mainstream. Observe Jyotirmay Reddy. Last one, important one. Selenium environment setup. Come to this one. Selenium environment setup. Guide me, Jyoti. We already discussed. It is difficult to set up or difficult to configure Selenium. Why? We need to install test tool Selenium separately, programming language separately. Next, that handling platform Eclipse IDE like separately. Then TestNG framework or JUnit separately. But if it is UFT, formerly QTP, not like that. Download UFT tool from HP website and install. After extracting that folder, you can find QTP or UFT executable file, setup file, you can install. After installing UFT, you can get tool features, VB script, everything, everything. You don't need to install separately. Here observe 2 points. One is select Selenium tools. Select Selenium tools and others, frameworks like and others for put mute Jyoti. Your system make nice. Try to avoid that one at least by tomorrow. Select Selenium tools and others for test automation. This is one concept. Next, configure or setup. Configure or setup. Setup Selenium environment. Selenium environment. Just a minute. Okay. Now you guide me, Pavani, for some time. Select tools. Here no restriction, no limitation. Just assume I'm selecting this one. Before that one, I forgot one thing. Sirisha, Preeti, one suggestion I provided na regarding testing certification. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suggestion or recommendation. This is one. This is general. Our Selenium training program point also. Our Selenium training program point of view. One suggestion. What is that suggestion? Observe, Preeti. Focus on, just a minute. Focus on, one is Selenium, alternates are there. Selenium WebDriver. What is the functionality of Selenium WebDriver? To write or design or create test cases using element locators and WebDriver commands. WebDriver commands, or you can say technical term methods. Okay, WebDriver use D capital letter. And one more thing, we already discussed Selenium supports various programming platforms or languages. We are going to use Java. Why Java? That I will explain in Java for Selenium module, second module of the program. See, suppose I selected Java. Here we use Java has 3 editions. Java Standard Edition, that is official term. Public term or mass term is Core Java. Next, second one, Java Enterprise Edition, that we will discuss later. Java EE or mass term is Advanced Java. Next, another version is Java Micro Edition for small devices like mobiles. See, our test automation point of view, Core Java means Java Standard Edition, first edition, Java Standard Edition, or you can say Core Java is enough. Advanced Java or Java Enterprise Edition is not required. And one more thing, observe Pavani, Java Standard Edition or Core Java, I will teach from scratch, no issue. This is required for all 3 editions. Getting this point? Suppose developers learn, web developers learn Java Enterprise Edition, but first they need to learn Java Standard Edition, that is core, basic. Suppose if you want to convert as mobile developer, first you will learn Java Standard Edition plus Java Micro Edition. Suppose web developer, first Java Standard Edition plus Java Enterprise Edition or Advanced Java. Suppose if you want to use Java for Selenium test automation, Java Standard Edition is enough. Core Java is enough. No need to learn or focus on Advanced Java and Micro Edition of Java. Okay now, Jyotirmayi, any problem, any queries?
No, sir, I am good.
Okay. To enhance test cases, observe. See, in this already I told, in this training program, I am going to deal this these classes in detailed manner. Concentrate. Observe, Preeti. To write test cases, we use Selenium WebDriver. It is test tool. Java won't recognize objects. Java only for enhancing tests. What is enhancing tests? What is writing tests? Writing tests means suppose login functionality is there. Just understand the concept. Login functionality is there. First, navigation. For example, launch the browser, navigate to icicibank.com. Next, click login link. Next, enter your account number, enter password, click login button. That is general navigation. For that you need to use Selenium WebDriver. Why? It has to launch the browser, navigate to so and so web page, then click on particular link, enter value into edit box, enter value into password edit box, first user what is that one, account number edit box, then password edit box, click on login button. That is general navigation. That is creating test case. Next, what is Enhancing test case. Enhancing test case means inserting verification points, next adding comments, parameterization if required, synchronization if required, next error handling, or you can say exception handling with respect to tester requirement. Suppose login functionality over. I want to insert verification point. For that you can take Java help. First you capture your home page name after login into string and then compare that string with expected value using conditional statement. That is verification. Suppose if you write any meaningful comments, comes under enhancement. Suppose exception handling comes under this one. Now find the difference between these two, Sirisha. Writing test case and enhancing test case. Any confusion?
Sir, could you repeat that one, sir? Enhanced test case one more time.
Not writing basic navigation like enter username, enter password, click OK button. That is general navigation. That is writing test case. Enhancing test case means inserting verification points for testing. Next, adding comments, exception handling or error handling with respect to your test requirement. That is enhancing test case. For that, you can use programming support. But Java won't recognize your application object. Suppose if you want to enter a value into user ID 8 box, Java won't recognize 8 boxes or any other elements. Selenium WebDriver recognizes that 8 box. Using WebDriver commands or methods, you can enter values. Suppose send the keys of Sirisha 123 like. Enhancing means inserting verification points, adding comments, exception handling, etc. Getting any confusion, Sirisha?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's clear.
Welcome. Next, observe Bhavani. Third one. Testing framework. Testing framework, single word. Framework, single word. Here, observe Preeti, anyhow, framework selection depends on that programming platform. Anyhow, we selected, suppose we are selecting Java. For that supported frameworks, either JUnit or TestNG. Suppose TestNG advanced one, here NG stands for next generation. If I select TestNG for TestNG as testing framework, anyhow, this TestNG module takes 8 hours. In that module, you can get more clarity with practical examples. What is the purpose? Here observe Preeti. Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result reporting facility. Using TestNG, you can overcome that one. And one more thing, using TestNG, grouping test cases. Suppose sanity tests, regression tests, etc. Next, prioritizing test cases. Prioritizing test cases. What is prioritizing test cases? Observe, Preeti. Suppose in my program 10 test cases available. If it is Selenium WebDriver, as per programming sequence, first line, second line, third line, it will execute. If we use TestNG, you can prioritize test cases. For example, if you don't prioritize, it will execute alphabetically. Suppose in your program 10 test cases, login, close browser, etc. First it will execute close browser. Why? Alphabetical order. You can prioritize. How to provide priorities? I want first login, then this one, fund transfer, next bill payment, next logout, etc. Yes, prioritizing test cases. Next, batch testing, executing series of tests. Next, parallel also possible. Some limitations are there. Selenium grid with multiple missions, WebDriver single mission. Anyhow, that we will discuss in TestNG framework chapter. Parallel testing, and important one, generate, just a minute, generate test reports. Say it provides detailed HTML reports. You can export these reports also. HTML report. See, you focus this one. Okay, now Preeti, any confusion? Selenium WebDriver. Next, Maven and some there, but based on your requirement, you can use them. Suppose in my current project, we are using Maven, not Maven, one in-house tool is there, Sun Tracker. We are using that in-house tool, and for test management, we are using Jira. That is also freeware, but depends on company. Any confusion? Observe, Preeti.
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me, Jyotirmay, focus on Jyotirmay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me concept with purpose. Topic with purpose. Jyotirmay not responding.
Yes, sir. What did you ask? I didn't get you.
Focus on. Continue. I gave one recommendation, second recommendation to you now. Focus on
Yeah.
Selenium
Focus on Selenium
WebDriver.
WebDriver.
What is the purpose of Selenium
To write
WebDriver in our test automation?
To write test cases using element locators and WebDriver commands.
Good. Next, second one.
Java Standard Edition and Core Java.
Not and R.
R.
I used slash na. Don't confuse.
Yeah. R.
This is R. I actually,
Okay.
that vendor, Java vendor, Sun Microsystems, now current vendor Oracle, that Java acquired by Oracle Corporation, vendor, previous vendor Sun Microsystems, current vendor Oracle Corporation, they never mentioned this term core Java in their documentation. They are just using Java Standard Edition. But already I told, this core Java is public term or mass term, but not official term.
Okay.
Or continue.
Okay.
Java Standard Edition or core Java.
Yeah. And next, third one is testing framework.
Testing framework. And one more thing, one more point we discussed here. Selection of testing framework depends on programming platform. For example, if you select .NET, C#.NET, then supporting framework is NUnit. Suppose we already selected Java, supporting frameworks are JUnit or TestNG. Here also anyone. TestNG inspired by JUnit and added some new functionalities. In our training program, we are going to discuss TestNG testing framework. And one more thing, JUnit and TestNG framework are similar. Just annotations, syntax may vary, some methods may vary, but similar. And one more thing, if you learn any framework, any one testing framework, then it is very easy to learn other framework. Suppose after 2 years or after 3 years in your company using JUnit, for example, but you know TestNG, no issue. With little bit efforts, you can easily learn JUnit. But nowadays, most of the companies using TestNG along with Java. That's why I inserted this testng in our program. Okay, now.
Okay, sir.
Next, continue. Java programming means standard edition or core Java for
To enhance test cases.
to enhance test cases means inserting verification points, adding comments. Next, parameterization if required, synchronization if required, then error handling with respect to test requirements. Next, last one, testing framework. Okay, here if we select testng, what is the purpose of testng in Selenium testing?
Grouping test cases.
Grouping test cases, prioritizing test cases. Next,
batch testing and
batch
parallel
testing,
testing.
executing series of tests continuously. Next,
Parallel testing.
parallel testing, and one more important one, generate
test reports.
Generate test reports. Don't avoid that one. Why? Selenium WebDriver having some drawback na? It doesn't have built-in result reporting facility na?
Yes, sir.
Using
Yes, sir.
testng, we can overcome that one. And one more thing, forget about grouping test cases, prioritizing test cases. It is also advantage of framework. But observe batch testing, Jyoti. Without testng also, we can conduct batch testing using Selenium WebDriver. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Without testng also, we can conduct batch testing with Selenium WebDriver. But without testng, we cannot generate test reports, detailed reports. Okay, come to mainstream. Sirisha, guide me. Select Selenium tools. Suppose here I am selecting as per my project management or company strategy, I am selecting suppose Selenium WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver for creating test scripts or test cases. Just assume I'm selecting this one. Next, just a minute. Suppose first I'm selecting Eclipse. It is also free tool. What is Eclipse? How to use Eclipse, that we will discuss in Java. Just observe. Eclipse software. What is the purpose of Eclipse software? To create and run means execution Java programs. And one more thing, nowadays Eclipse not only for writing and executing Java programs, it is for other types of programs also. What is the use of using Eclipse IDE? That I will explain. Otherwise, using Notepad also you can write Java programs. In Java, second chapter I will show how to write Java program in Notepad and execute using DOS command prompt. Then we will use Eclipse, and you can find advantage of Eclipse. Writing Java programs. Next, add Selenium WebDriver, Java archive files, jar files. How to download and add, that we will discuss in WebDriver chapter. Next, install testng, etc. Okay, first I selected Eclipse IDE. Next, Selenium WebDriver. Next, suppose third one, Java
Programming language.
Standard Edition, or you can say core Java. Here download, how to download we will discuss in configuration. Next, selection only. Next, testng
Framework.
TestNG, testing framework, etc. These four important. One may have a lightweight. Okay, these four are important. Next, come to configuration. Preeti, first one, download and extract. No need to install. Extract, download and extract Eclipse IDE software. Here observe Jyotirmayi. This Eclipse IDE also open source, but depends on operating environment. Okay, based on our OS environment. Observe, Sirisha, for example, I am using Windows 7, next 32-bit. This is technical. Forget about what is 32-bit, what is 64-bit. 32-bit OS. So you download that software. Getting this point, Jyotirmayi. Suppose if you are using Linux, for that Eclipse software different na. Software name Eclipse only. That software different na.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you are using Windows 7 64-bit or Windows 10, that is different.
Okay.
Depends on that one. While downloading, I will show. You have to select this one. Jyotirmayi. Next, second one.
Yes, sir.
For Java, no restrictions, Jyotirmayi, but Eclipse platform support important. Next, download and
Java software.
just a minute here. What we have to download? Observe.
Java.
JDK. Download JDK software. Observe, Sirisha. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Say we have three types of software. Just a brief idea about this one. Observe, Preeti. JDK. What is JDK? Java
Development kit.
It is used for, it is complete software. It is full software. What it has? It has Java has three softwares. JDK. You can download with free of cost from either oracle.com or java.com. Now current vendor Oracle. In practical chapter I will show. It has JRE, JVM. What is JVM? Java Virtual Machine. Anyhow, in Java chapter you can get more clarity. Next, JRE. What is the purpose of this one? JDK to develop Java programs. Next, group of programs called application. Okay, full software. Next, JRE. What is JRE? Java runtime. Java runtime environment. It is not full software. It has built-in JVM, Java Virtual Machine. What is the purpose? To provide Java a runtime. What is providing? I will show. Next, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. What is the purpose of one? To compile Java code. Okay, after compilation, it provides Java bytecode or Java class file. Okay na Preeti? 3 softwares.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between, just software point of view, what is the difference between JDK and JRE? JRE is part of JDK, isn't it?
Okay.
Observe here, observe Pavani, to provide Java runtime. Developing Java software is different, providing runtime is different. What is providing runtime? Observe, I will provide one case study. Sirisha, observe. Suppose in my mission, suppose I have one standalone or group, network computer. From my mission, I am going to develop a Java application. For that, I need to download JDK, Java Development Kit. Then I can write Java programs, compile Java programs. After compilation, I can execute Java programs and I can prepare executable files, means final conclusion, develop software application, Java software application. For that, Java kit required. Next, only JRE. Suppose another scenario, I don't want to develop Java software or Java application. I want to run Java application only. For example, suppose ours is retail market. Suppose one shopping mall. For that shopping mall, our software developers developed an application developed using Java and Oracle. In order to run that software, Java installation required in our computer. In order to understand the Java features, Java installation required. Suppose whenever you want to run Java application in your computer, first install Java, that provides runtime. Runtime means required software for running the application. Then you can run. Suppose if you want to run Java application, install Java. Python application, install Python. Example. Suppose nowadays some software using packed runtime. For example, .NET. Suppose if you write any program in C#, .NET or VB.NET or .NET, ASP.NET, you no need to install runtime separately. They have packed runtime. Suppose VB also packed runtime. Suppose C language, you need to provide the runtime. Getting this point, Sirisha, any confusion? Runtime.
No, sir.
What is the problem? Tell me. Suppose in your computer, you need to develop Java programs. For that, you need to install Java, JDK software, na? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you no need to develop any Java program, just you want to run Java application in your computer. Suppose you are using one this one, retail market software, shopping mall software that developed in Java. For that, developers suggest you first install Java in order to run that application. Getting this point? Suppose your application, your business application, business software application developed in Java. If you install that application, you cannot run that software directly. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
You cannot run that software directly. It asks, suppose if you click that software file menu, it asks provide runtime. First you install Java. Suppose in that application Oracle also used. You install Oracle, then install Java with Oracle software, then you can run. Suppose if you install Java application and try to run with directly, it won't work. But nowadays, all vendors planning to provide packed runtime. For example, observe Sirisha, you take UFT tool. UFT, formerly QTP, UFT developed in .NET technology, particularly in VC++.NET. But you no need to install VC++ as a runtime. Why? UFT is a vendor tool. They are providing packed runtime along with UFT software. Whenever, observe Preeti, whenever you install UFT or formerly QTP, you no need to install VB script separately. VB script is different, but UFT tool developed in VC++, but you no need to install VC++ separately. Why? When you install UFT, first it installs .NET framework, that is runtime, packed runtime. Suppose ALM, application lifecycle management, ALM developed in J2EE, previous, now JEE, Java Enterprise Edition. But you no need to provide Java runtime for ALM. Why? HP is providing packed runtime along with ALM software. But some inexpensive softwares won't provide runtime. You need to install. Any problem, Sirisha?
No, sir.
Now come to JVM. JVM, just virtual machine for compiling the code. But JVM is part of JRE. JRE and JVM both part in JDK. If you install JDK, automatically you will have JDK with JRE and JVM. But forget about JVM. Usually we don't use JVM separately, but we use JDK for developing software application, JRE for only running the application. But in our scenario, test case development, test programs, test scripts development, so we use JDK. Any problem, Jyotirmay?
No, sir.
Good.
I'm good.
Install, download JDK software. Just a minute. Either from java.com, I will show in practical chapter. Either from java.com or oracle.com. Which one is better? I will show. Oracle.com is better. Current vendor. Either from java.com or oracle.com and install in our computer. This is second step. Next, third step, set up environment variable. Do you hate this one, Preeti? Environment variable. Set up path variable. That is environment variable. How to set up, I will show. What is the purpose? Observe, Preeti. In order to access Java software Java software from any directory. Observe Sirisha.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I downloaded JDK and installed in C program files Java folder. Suppose I want to run Java program from desktop, C desktop, another directory. If you just install, it won't execute. Whenever you want to execute Java programs, you copy that Java files into Java directory only, then execute. Suppose I want to execute Java from any directory, but I installed in Java program files C program files Java. Just a minute. C program files Java. If you set the environment variable, if you set the path of the Java bin directory, then you can execute this one. How to set, I will show in practical chapter. Just know the purpose. Getting the purpose, Sirisha. What is the purpose of
Yes, sir.
setting path variable in our computer? What is the setting path variable? In order to access, in this scenario, not other softwares.
Java.
In our scenario, in order to access Java software from any directory. Otherwise, you need to access Java software from Java directory only, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Observe. Next, observe Srisha, Pavani. Next, download Selenium WebDriver. Suppose we selected WebDriver. Suppose WebDriver. We selected Java programming along with WebDriver. Observe Jyotirmayi. WebDriver software also different types. Suppose if you select Java, then download WebDriver Java language binding software, Python binding, Ruby binding. Getting this point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Java language binding. From where? From official website Pavani. What is the official website of Selenium, Pavani?
Selenium HQ. SeleniumHQ.org.
Good. SeleniumHQ.org. See, be sharp. You need to interact. This live program, then you can get more clarity on concepts. Then you can easily survive in job responsibilities. Okay. Download Selenium WebDriver Java language binding from seleniumhq.org. And add to where? Java project. How to create Java project and how to add that I will show. Just observe. and add to Java project. Where? In Eclipse IDE. You no need to install Selenium WebDriver, or you no need to add to operating system. Eclipse IDE in Java to Java project in Eclipse IDE. Okay, now this point, Preeti, Vijaya. I forgot Vijaya.
Yes, sir.
Getting
Yes,
this
sir.
point or any confusion?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. Next one. Next steps. Observe this one. Just a minute. Steps to setup. See, first step, Second
Sir,
step,
when we join any company for the Selenium, so do we need to configure this all the environment setup and
good
those things?
question. Good question. You must know the Selenium environment setup. That depends on company and project. Preeti, suppose yours is a large scale company. In that company, technical support, tech support people, system administrator or network administrator category people configure this one according to your suggestions. If you provide theoretical document, they install. After that, you can verify that document, verify that setup. But in your, suppose yours is small company, as a test engineer or test lead, you need to involve in this. Say, I faced several. Suppose nearly 4 or 5 project I worked for, I used Selenium for nearly 4 or 5 projects. In 2 companies, I configured Selenium. That is small company, project also small. That's why. In 1 or 2 companies, according to our team suggestions, technical support people implemented. In interviews also, you can say like that. Depends on company as well as project. In some companies, we need to involve in configuration. In some companies, that one technical support people may configure according to our suggestions. Okay, na? Confirm.
Yes, sir.
Next, fifth one. Observe Jyotirmai. Fifth one. Download, download, testng, testng, testing framework. Observe Jyotirmai. Usually we
Yes, sir.
download software from our operating environment na. Suppose from desktop
Yes,
somewhere. Example.
yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
another type, this one, we download this software from Eclipse IDE, not from operating environment. Getting this point? First launch that,
Yes, yes.
first launch the Eclipse IDE, then go to help
And
menu.
then there,
From there, you can download and install. This is different, not directly from OS. Okay, anyhow, in
okay, sir.
TestNG chapter I will show. Download TestNG testing
Okay.
framework software. It is
From
also
Eclipse.
freeware. It is also open source. And install where? From
From Eclipse.
Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE, Integration Development Environment. See, these are the important steps. And some more steps. I think, Preeti, you are aware of that one. If you want to work with the browsers, browser driver also required a
Yes.
test case same. Test steps in every test
Yes.
case common for every browser. But browser drivers may vary from one, not may. Browser drivers vary from one browser to another. Getting this point,
Other
Preeti?
browser.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, up to Selenium 2 previous version, default browser of Selenium is Mozilla Firefox. But in Selenium 3, no default browser. In Selenium 2, for Mozilla Firefox, you no need to instantiate browser driver, just create browser driver enough. For other browsers, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, you need to instantiate and create browser drivers. But in Selenium 3, latest version, no default browser. You need to instantiate and create every browser driver. If it is Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, etc. Here, download browser drivers, uh, download browser drivers and uh, instantiate 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 browser driver in our test cases for test execution. Okay. What is the purpose of downloading browser drivers? You can use various browser drivers to conduct cross browser testing, cross browser testing. In our training program, I will show how to conduct cross browser testing also. Say, you no need to install browser drivers, Pavani. You no need to install. Just download and use those executable file path. How to set up that path, I will show in practical. Just observe in my E drive, I already downloaded. Observe, Pavani, I selected IE driver server na. This is for Internet Explorer. Getting? Next, Chrome driver is there na. This is for Chrome. Next, observe Preeti. Gecko driver is there na, Preeti. Gecko driver.
Yes, sir.
Here name different. Gecko driver for Mozilla Firefox. But remaining with name Chrome driver, IE driver only. Okay na? Now, tell me Vijaya, selecting tools depends on your company strategy and project. Suppose we selected Selenium WebDriver, Eclipse IDE, next Java Standard Edition, TestNG testing framework, etc. If you want to configure, tell me the theoretical steps, Vijaya. Theoretical steps.
First, download Eclipse IDE.
Download Eclipse IDE. This is platform dependent, na?
Yes, sir.
Depends on operating system. Suppose mine is Windows 7 32-bit OS.
32-bit.
Suppose 64-bit, that is different OS. Linux different, different software, Eclipse software. Suppose Linux, Eclipse only, Eclipse also cross-platform, but different software. Okay, next, download Eclipse IDE and extract. Extract means extract that zip folder, but no need to install. How to use that we will discuss in practical chapters. Next, second step.
Download Java software.
Here, Java, we have 3 different types of Java software. Na? Which
JDK.
one? JDK, Java Development Kit. It is full software.
Yes,
it has JRE and
JVM.
Using JDK, you can develop Java programs, you can run Java programs, and you can compile Java programs. All activities. Compiling first, then running second, next creating applications high end. Okay, na?
Yes,
next, third step.
Set up path variable.
Yes, set up environment path variable. Variable name path. This variable environment variable. Where we set this one in operating environment. How to set up that I will show. Next, fourth one. What is the purpose of set this one path variable? Setting up path variable.
To access the Java JV.
In order to access Java software in this scenario, in another scenario, for other softwares also you can use path, but that is different. In our scenario, Java, in order to use Java software from any directory. Next, fourth one.
The download Selenium WebDriver.
Java language binding.
From the seleniumhq.org.
Yes, from seleniumhq.org, official website of Selenium. There you can find latest versions as well as previous versions of Selenium software. Okay, next.
Sir.
Download from seleniumhq.org and add to Java project where? In Eclipse IDE. Next.
Eclipse IDE, yes, sir.
Next.
And download browser drivers.
TestNG framework.
Yes, sir.
Download TestNG testing framework and install from Eclipse IDE. TestNG framework also open source, means freeware, and cross-platform, means you can use TestNG on Windows, Linux, Mac, etc. Observe Smriti Pandey. Here one important topic, Smriti. In our test automation
Yes, sir.
using Selenium, we use not almost all. We use all open source software only na. Suppose Eclipse IDE open supporting. Eclipse IDE open source. Java JDK is open source. Next, TestNG framework open source. Selenium WebDriver anyhow open source. Here no expense, no cost. Getting Smriti Pandey.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool. Continue, Vijaya. Download and install TestNG testing framework from Eclipse IDE. Okay, next last one. Download browser drivers in order to conduct cross-browser testing. Download and extract browser drivers. Just no need to install, just instantiate browser driver in test cases and use. Okay, we use various browser drivers in order to conduct cross-browser testing. Okay, and one more thing, observe highlights Jyotirmayi. Tomorrow I need to discuss Selenium. One more fundamental topic. Selenium. This one completed. Introduction to Selenium over. Next, Selenium test life cycle. Selenium test life cycle, or you can say Selenium test process or testing process. Okay, this chapter also takes nearly 2 hours. Important one. This is roadmap for our Selenium testing. And one more thing, before going to discuss Selenium test life cycle, first I will introduce, tomorrow class I will introduce software test process, or you can say manual test process. Then you can easily understand that one. Tomorrow class not in our syllabus, direct syllabus, but that is core for software testing. If you go for manual testing or automation, that is core. What is that one? Software test process. Test process, or you can say software test life cycle. Then you can easily understand Selenium test life cycle in our program, or UFT test life cycle in another program example. Here, first 4 important phases tomorrow I'm going to explain. Just to mention, just index test planning. Next, I'm writing simple phase names. These phase names may vary from one company to another and one project to another. What I'm going to discuss is industry standard process. Some companies may not follow standard process, that is different. Okay, test design. Next,
Test execution.
Test execution. Next, according to industry standards and ISTQB syllabus also, ISTQB syllabus according to industry standards. Fourth one, evaluating exit criteria. But I'm merging that evaluating exit criteria with the last one, test closure. After evaluating the exit criteria only, we close testing. When to stop testing, it describes test closure. Test closure. Okay, na? Next, this is tomorrow, Friday morning in India, Thursday night in US. Last one, Friday night in US means week. Last one, Friday, last class of the week for the first week. Here, just I will mention this one. Friday we will continue. Next week we will start. These are fundamentals. Next week we will start first Java module, then Selenium WebDriver, then Selenium ID, then TestNG. At the end, Selenium Live project. Okay. Next, generate. Before that, planning also. Planning. Test planning. You can say test planning. Next. In manual testing, only one phase design. Here we can segregate that one into two phases. Generate, but both are combined. Generate basic test cases. Next, enhance. What is the difference between these two? I will explain. I think in this class also indirectly I explained it earlier. Enhance test cases. Next, running means execution, and in manual testing no debugging concept. Here also optional, but concept is there. Running, debugging. What is debugging? Tomorrow we'll discuss. Debugging, it is optional. Why optional? Running mandatory for every test case. Debugging optional. Why optional? I will explain. Cases. Next, analyzing test result and reporting defects. This is our first week schedule. I'm going to close the session. Any queries one by one? First, Jyotirmayi, any queries regarding this today's session? Any queries?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
No, sir,
welcome.
I'm good.
Welcome.
Yeah, tomorrow I may join a little bit late,
Okay,
like
cool,
10-15 minutes.
Okay. You can join and leave whenever you want. This GoToMeeting supports that feature. Okay. Jyoti Reddy, okay. Preeti Joshi.
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Sirisha.
It's clear, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Welcome. Smriti Pandey.
I'm good, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Vijaya.
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm good, sir. Thank
okay,
you.
good. Welcome. One more person is there. No name. Okay, that person not responding. Okay, cool. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.